Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. Who we got is Cedric. Lanterns Live is here from San Diego Comic-Con, which is awesome. Hope you're enjoying it over there, man. I'd love to go one year. Oh my goodness, we've got quite a bit to talk about. Lanterns official trailer tomorrow. Trailer 2, trailer 3, whatever you want to call it. How's going, T to the Sween? Good to see you, brother. Film Bro Brian. Film B O'Brien. Final San Diego Comic-Con predictions from Marvel Studios. Very good question. Very good question. I know, like this this week is going to be like all trailer reactions from me. I mean, I feel like I didn't intend it to be that way, but we did the Avengers Doomsday trailer reaction. Obviously the Clayface trailer reaction and breakdown, and now it's going to be the Lanterns third trailer reaction. I mean, I would go straight into a breakdown, but these days, after my reactions, I just kind of do a from the top of my head breakdown, so we're going to have to do that tomorrow. But what we are going to do during this stream at some point is check out that preview for tomorrow's trailer. Oh, are we lagging? Are we lagging already? Apparently there is not enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Hold on a second, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a look, shall we? Why? This happened last time as well. We were lagging quite a bit. Like, why was it fine, and then it's not fine? Hopefully this clears up. Hold on. Are you guys able to do you receive me clear? Not much I can do my end. Why is this lagging so bad? Lagging big time. Yeah, DC News so big it's killing the stream. What is going on? This is very, very strange. Right, hold on. Be right back, guys. Technical difficulties. Hopefully this clears up. Yeah, just give me a second, guys. Right. I don't know if it's going to do it again. Are we okay? Are we okay? It says it's healthy, but it might get really laggy again. I think I've got dodgy internet at the minute, so we've lost a lot of people, but it is the way of things. Hopefully, we stay on track from here on out, but it might screw up again. Basically, my internet went down in my area recently, and even though they fixed it, you know, sometimes where it kind of fucks with your router and you need to kind of like reboot it a few times, and then you've got your extender, and that might be all out of whack, which this room relies on an extender. So it's one of those situations where I don't think I've actually tried to fix that and make sure it's up and running smoothly since then. Rookie mistake, but for now, we proceed. I need like a technical difficulties screen. Like saying, come back in a minute. All I did is I ran downstairs, moved the Wi-Fi extender a little bit, moved a few boxes out the way. And now it says excellent stream quality on the YouTube dashboard. Right, Sequential Art Chick. Thank you very much for the first super chat of the stream.
Thank you.
Did you see the new clip for Nightfall? I saw, if you're on about the one, Bane versus Batman, yes. I thought that was really, 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 really cool. Everything about it, the atmosphere, Bane's voice, I was really, really happy with that. And Batman was just basically punching a tree. Like, it was like ding, 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 and nothing was touching Bane. It was really good. It was a really good preview. Really good preview. But yeah, thank you, Sequential. Very much so looking forward to watching that for myself. Baby Boba. Yeah, I don't know if Baby Boba stitched up the stream secretly.
The city streets are crowded for the holiday.
I don't know what they've been up to. Messing with the upload speed. Yeah, Batman Nightfall looks really, really cool. It was Baby Boba. She just wanted to see you. Yeah, probably. I did kind of like run downstairs and get a little glimpse of Baby Boba. And then run back up. Seems fine now. Good. Man, yeah, what a dodgy start to this stream. Very dodgy. Right, let me see where we're at. Okay, right. You bought a PS5 Pro? $1,048, Cedric? Oh my god, bro. Are you enjoying it? Are you looking forward to the X-Men game? Yes. Do you think Doom will take his mask off and Peter will cry? Well, Peter isn't in Doomsday. So that's the only thing, right? I'm pretty sure. Unless I'm wrong. But pretty sure Peter Parker's not in it. Alright, yeah, I want to... Basically, I have this up. The trailer. I want to basically talk about this. Because even though it's a little glimpse at tomorrow's trailer, we can nerd out about it for a few minutes. I mean, like, what? Who the hell is doing this, man? And then this one really intrigues me because people are saying that this is the 2026 timeline, and it's like, okay, well, if that's the case, why does Jon Stewart have a gun? Like, why isn't he like a fully fledged Green Lantern in the 2026 timeline? That is very fascinating to me. And who's he pulling a gun out on? Oh, man. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. We'll let some more people come in because obviously everyone thought my stream just died. Very much so looking forward to it. Yeah, the little tornado typhoon-y thing. Your super chat button's missing? No, apparently we're lagging again. Are we lagging again? This might be the way it is for the rest of the frickin' stream at this rate. Stream quality is poor. Why is this happening? I don't know if it is my end now. Like, it went from excellent to poor. So, like, is that really me? Why? If I do that, and then that. Very, very, very strange. I honestly don't know what to do. But yeah, I can't keep going like this, so I might have to end the stream, try maybe get it working again, but I don't know if there's going to be much luck with that. It's kind of, you know, one of those situations where the internet's just dying. I don't know if it's YouTube's end, maybe my end a bit. Probably is my end. But it's not one of those immediate fixes. It's fine for you. It's not that bad. Well, I'm doing a little speed test to see how it's going. Are you streaming on YouTube only right now? Yes, I only stream on YouTube. Apparently, we're back to excellent again, so this might be the way it is for the next... I don't know how long. Okay, I don't know. Right, we'll just roll with it, but let me know if it gets bad, because that is, I imagine, very, very distracting. So, I know people feel very split on Lanterns, but how are we feeling about the stream? The trailer tomorrow. How are we feeling? You guys know my thoughts on this. I'm really looking forward to the show. And I really like the look of that preview for tomorrow's trailer. I think tomorrow's trailer is going to go even more ham. I mean, for crying out loud, we have Hal Jordan in his suit flying. So hopefully they're going to show us a lot more. I'm hoping for Sinestro as well. Turns on and off like if the stream ended. What, my audio? I can't hear you, dude. Is it only me? If you can't hear me, refresh the stream. Can you all hear me? Yeah, you guys, I think some of you can't hear me. But I think that's... You probably need to refresh the stream. There we go. Brimmed and Pinned, thank you so much for the very, very generous $20
The city
super chat.
streets are crowded for the holiday.
Guy like me. Getting all that?
Right. I hope that if I get any more super chats in the stream, that I can stay live long enough to answer them, given how all over the place the connection is. But thank you, Brimmed. Oh man, yeah, we need to talk about the freaking Clayface trailer as well. I feel so on edge right now. I want to dive fully into like all of the rambling, but I keep looking at like the stream signal, and I'm worried about it going back to poor. Okay, but we're just gonna have to roll with it. So, Brimmed and Pin says, the Clayface trailer was very restrained for a body horror film. It nailed the tone, teased just enough of Matt Hagen's transformation to be unsettling, and wisely saved the full monster reveal for the theatrical release. Spot on. And I'm glad they did that because I agree with what James Watkins said in that Entertainment Weekly article where, you know, you look at things like... he likened it to Jaws or things like Weapons or Long Legs. You know, in the marketing, you have this kind of anticipation for that thing. That very thing that you kind of want to see is the thing that entices you more and more. So I feel like the marketing so far for Clayface with that first look teaser, the official trailer was absolutely fantastic. And that new trailer really kind of surprised me with how well it did. I'm not saying I thought it would be bad, but I guess I didn't know what to expect after such a good first look. But it was so good. The body horror in it was really, really cool. We got a little more, more and more teasers of that. They showed a lot more than what I was expecting as well with Matt Hagen's disfigurement. And just the psychological unraveling, slowly but surely, as it built up and built up and built up. But you got little teasers of the big blob monster Clayface, like hulking in the background, like that guy who's seeing the clay running along by his feet, and you see like the silhouette in the background, and you see in the foreground with Dr. Caitlin Core, Clayface rising up. So I am very, 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 very excited to see Clayface. I'm so glad. It feels so good. I'm not trying to say I hate to say I told you so, but it's so good seeing people get excited for a DCU project, which I have been trying to say this whole time, albeit that I can't tell you if it's going to be good or not. It looks really good. But I have been trying to say that, well, there is more than, you know, Superman and Supergirl. There's going to be other projects which Gunn and Safran have been talking about since the beginning that is going to get into this, you know, lots of different tones of different projects. And I've just seen that the stream status is poor again. All right, so you have to bear with me. We are like, oh, we're back to excellent. We are back to excellent. So a little bit of lag there. Hopefully we are okay once again. But I just sorry, I'm gonna get really distracted by the lagging. But guys, if the stream lags and it fucks up my mic, the audio, just refresh the stream. That's the only solution I have for you. But yes, Brimmed, Pinned, chat, let me know what you think of that Clayface trailer, because I thought it was incredible. Maybe I can pull that up on screen as well in just a moment. What? Grace was hating? Wait, I mean, I don't watch really Grace Randolph, but she was hating on the new trailer? Bro, I don't get how... I mean, I guess if, like, horror isn't your thing, but if it is, and you kind of like horror movies, you know, even if it's not specifically body horror, I don't get it. I do not get how you don't like the look of that. I feel like most people are pretty... Well, it is pretty unanimous that it looks pretty damn cool. Your super chat button is missing. I've heard that before, you know? I don't know why YouTube does this sometimes. All I can say is, like, try restart the app if you're watching on your phone. I'd be really curious to see if it's, like, this stream just screwing up or what. Something else. I don't know. Does anybody else have a super chat button missing? If I click on mine, super chat, yeah, I can see it on my end. But, hey. Refresh page fixes when buffer. She was complaining about scissors on a plane. What, like in a nitpicky sense? Maybe you're not allowed that. Wait, are you allowed like tiny scissors in a wash bag on a plane? That's a really good question. I don't know if you are. Sound when he puts the ring into the battery is so good. I agree. But again, Brimmed, thank you so much for that super chat. A lot of switch ups tomorrow. I can't guarantee that with lanterns, but I think people are hopefully coming around more and more to it with the marketing. Hopefully showing more and more cool things about the show, which that, you know, maybe it will, like, show more of the spacey-wacy things people want to see. You are, as long as it has a blade smaller than 4 inches. Okay. Well, then why was she complaining? She was complaining about... Oh, yeah, that's what Llama Prop said. But they were like teeny tiny scissors, so they should be allowed then. Did I just go live? I've been live for about 20-something minutes, but the stream's been really, really laggy. So I don't know if, like, notifications haven't been sent out. Today's a pretty broken stream, and I do apologize for that. But thank you guys for being here and tolerating the lagginess that we have on stream today. The ads are killing you? I don't think ads should be running that often on live streams. I've got them set to quite a low frequency. Have you got screeners for lanterns? No, not yet. I don't know if I'm going to get them. I really hope that I do. It would be kind of weird if I didn't. And I only say that because I've had screeners for Creature Commandos, the Penguin, Peacemaker. So I don't know if they're out yet. I know they've been out for like major trades. Like we're talking like feature writers and stuff like that. I don't know if like influencers and content creators have got them. If they have, then please, Warner Brothers, sort your boy out, help your boy out. But I don't know. Sometimes you never know. I have reached out. I haven't received a response yet since chasing them. But I don't know if that was just their way of saying that they're not out yet for content creators. We're gonna have to wait and see. It's not the end of the world because obviously I can review the episode on the day. It just makes it a lot more difficult for me to do. And I'll probably have to like upload it super duper late. So we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Unless, Cedric, have you heard about any other content creators having got it? Because that's one thing that I've been curious about. But I don't think I've heard that they've been released yet. But maybe they have. Maybe they have. Magnus, fancy seeing you here, dude. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Thank you.
What's up? Long time no see. Is the Discord still active? Haven't been there in a while. Feel like I've been thrown out. I can't see the Discord anymore. The Discord is still active. I have absolutely no idea why you would be thrown out. I mean, you know, people only get kicked if they're breaking the rules, but I know you fairly well, and I don't think you would do that or behave in a certain way. So you could try joining again. The link is in the description of this live stream that you're on right now, so you could try joining. The only reason you wouldn't be able to join is if you were banned, but I don't know. We're about to cover this because it is to do with this. If I can pull it up. Shall we go over this now? All right, let me get the chat up on my other screen because I cannot see what you guys are saying. Let's get this up now. No, 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 dun, dun. Ooh, ooh, bum, bum. All right. Let's do this. Ah!
Hello, Green Lantern fans. You do not want to miss this. The official world premiere of the trailer for Lanterns is tomorrow.
JJ in the chat is just like, God damn it. God damn it. All right. Okay, so this is literally just a you know what we like to say here? The teaser of the teaser. This is the teaser of the teaser of the teaser. James Gunn teasing the teaser for the teaser trailer, the official. You get what I'm saying. Here we go. Right. Let's fucking do this. Right. There we have it. That was it. But no, there's a few things to talk about here. But I'll play it one more time for you guys.
Hello,
right from the top. Let's go.
Lantern fans, you do not want to miss this. The official world premiere of the trailer for Lanterns is tomorrow.
Right. Okay. And I see that we've got a couple of super chats coming in. Thank you so much, guys. I'll get to those in just a second. Right. So. Why isn't the Sulu working? How strange. No background music. Oh, wait. Yeah, there we go. Right. So, this is another angle at, obviously, the alien attack in Rushville. I still really want to know what this is. I have no idea. Like, I know people see red and they're just like, Red Lanterns! I just can't come to that conclusion. But this is what Hal Jordan is going to be in the thick of, and there's so many questions I have, because Hal, obviously, you know, there's a couple of shots in both trailers that we've had so far, and you know, there's one where he's like holding his side like this, and I've always wondered if he was wounded in that first teaser. He's like, it's like he's screaming like, John, John, get the fuck out of here. I don't know what he's saying, but it's like, you know, like that. And it's in the midst of this attack. Then in the official trailer we saw him use his Green Lantern ring, and he constructed a dome to shield from one of these red laser beams. Now, will Hal get injured during this? That is the word on the street that people are wondering about. And, you know, maybe he sacrifices himself during this. But does he die? That is the question. Lots of people think that he does. But what if the show frames it that way, but he isn't really? Now, that might just be coping, but, I mean, you know, who knows? But I would never, like, assume anything. Now, this shot here really, 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 really fascinates me. Because we have two timelines in Lanterns, right? We have the 2016 timeline, which is when Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart go into Rushville. It's basically most of the footage that we've seen in the trailer. Holy coat, Boba. I'm just saying, Llama Prop, you never know. And so, yeah, a lot of the Hal stuff we're seeing is going to be in 2016. Like, basically, from, like, also adding together what the showrunner has said, Chris Mundy, it's more of a what happened and why, which tells me that the 2026 timeline, time period, kind of like True Detective Season 1, there's a lot of stuff that you see Marty and Rust, Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson's characters do in the past. But there's the present day where everything kind of fits together, and it's like there's more clarity, and the case can kind of be continued with that added context and things like that. So I'm wondering if, like, that is what it, you know, a massive part of it is. Jon Stewart in the present day is piecing together what happened and why in Rushville 2016. Now, I think most people expected Jon Stewart in the 2026 timeline to be a fully fledged Green Lantern. For various reasons, right? He is already 2 months into his training in 2016. This is 10 years later. Well, by the way, this is me assuming because he's got a bloody goatee. So it's like, let's just say for argument's sake that this is him 10 years later in 2026. But another reason is, you know, whether Hal does get injured, does die, you know, basically whatever your theory is, people thought that, okay, he would have his lantern ring on in 2026. But the interesting thing here is if you do believe this to be Jon Stewart in 2026, why in the living hell would he pull out a gun if he was a Green Lantern with his ring on? Now, yes, we do see in the official trailer that came out, the second one, that he was holding his ring to the screen and it glowed right at the end of the trailer. But I'm wondering if he put, like, the ring down. I don't know why, but, like, I don't think as a Green Lantern you would, like, pull out your pistol. Do you know what I mean? So I'm very intrigued. And who is he looking at here? Like, crazy theory, but for everyone who thinks Hal is dead, and call this holy cope, but what if he's, like, spooked? He's pulling out his gun and is like, wait, what? No, you. That's impossible. You died in 2016, Rushville. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. But, like, it could be him being plagued by, like, I don't know, a guardian being like, Jon Stewart, do not walk away from your oath, Jon Stewart. You should have worn the ring in 2016. Why did you put it down, John? We're now in 2026. Wear the bloody ring, John. Maybe he's just being trolled by the Guardians. I don't know. Honestly, you can put 1,000 different theories into this. I do believe this is 2026. Bottom line for me, why is Jon Stewart, if he was a fully fledged Green Lantern 10 years later from when him and Hal first started the investigation into Rushville, which is this time period, this is 2016 here, why is he not wearing the ring? Why is he pulling out a pistol to defend himself? Why, can we assume that he didn't take up the oath after whatever happened back in 2016 Rushville? Do certain things come together in 2026 where he finally, after whatever happened in 2016, he kind of gets over that? All these years later, things click together, and now he is a Green Lantern by the end of the series to then go into Man of Tomorrow? I don't know. But wait, there is another one, though, isn't there? There was one of, I swear there was, one of Jon Stewart falling out a truck. And you see a little bird construct. But that is not here. Either way, I would love to know your theories on that. And then, yeah, we have Hal. What I find funny about this is he's literally sending somebody up in this kind of, tornado typhoon. And I don't know if they were going to kamikaze themselves, because you can see he's sending them away because this guy's about to explode. You see this? The guy explodes. So obviously Hal was trying to get him away from them, and he does that. So I don't know if this is one of those lunatics in Rushville. For some reason, he was about to, charge towards them with a grenade. So Hal's just right. Yeah, there is... It's on the HBO. Let me look at the HBO one. Yeah, because there is more footage than just this. Aha! I found it. Okay. Yeah, right. Ring charging, obviously. I do like that sound, the charging sound. Right. I don't know why, but Hal Jordan's suit here looks way better than what it did in that scene with Sinestro. Obviously, I can't really say too much here because this still isn't great lighting. It's a side angle. But one thing we can all agree on is when we had that shot from behind Sinestro, it was like he was wearing a very oversized motorcycle jacket with the motorcycle padding in there, obviously, because if you fall off your bike, you want some kind of padding in the jacket, which is why it's usually quite blocky, and the bottoms of the jacket are quite stiff. Here, it doesn't look as stiff. You can see it's still quite broad on the shoulders. And yes, I have seen the Funkos, which show the green a bit better. But I wish I had this in my Premiere Pro so we could brighten it up. But I can't really do that here. But yeah, you can still see it's too broad around the shoulders. But I don't know. I think it's interesting. Can you see my mouse? It's a bit more to his waist here. The interesting thing is as well, we know that the pop vinyl has a mask on, and we heard that Carl Chandler said that he wears a mask, but here he's not wearing the mask. I assume this is the hotel where him and John are staying at. Now he flies away. Rushville getting attacked by possibly manhunters, which is one of the theories. Right, what I like about this is this links to that scene in the other trailers where we have Jon Stewart running down the highway. And he's got that bag. And I was wondering, what we see here is if you look very carefully, there is a little bird there. And that is a little birdie construct. Now, I don't know if Hal Jordan, like, somehow made a construct of that bird to help Jon Stewart somehow escape. I have no idea, but, like, I doubt Jon Stewart's... I mean, unless Jon Stewart is wearing the ring, and he hasn't quite got used to it yet, but he's in the back of the van, and he's like, well, maybe I can try and artistically... Because we know that Jon Stewart makes his constructs quite differently to Hal Jordan. And the showrunner has talked about how his are a lot more artistic-y, if you will. And maybe a bird would represent that. Could be Guy, Akashi says. Yeah, maybe Guy Gardner. I mean, I don't know what the bird does. Maybe it pecks the living shit out of the door. I don't know. But yeah, this links to that scene where Jon Stewart is going down. Like, that would bloody hurt. I mean, my God. Like, they're landing on a road. Like, on a highway there or whatever. But yeah, that bird there is literally a lantern construct. Yeah, it could be Guy Gardner. Because we do know Guy helps Jon Stewart get out of jail at one point. I'm so interested to see. I've got a feeling that he's pulling a gun here on a Guardian appearing before him, being like, why aren't you a Green Lantern or whatever? Or maybe your boy Hal is like, surprise, bitch. Surprise, motherfucker. Don't know what's going on there. Like, is that Jon Stewart landing in water? Like, okay. Very ambiguous. And why is Hal wearing those type of glasses? I mean, we know that he's sending this guy back to stop him from blowing up in their faces. But, like, why is he, like, wearing those specific glasses? Either way, that is everything that we have until tomorrow. He's wearing a ring on his finger in that shot, is he? I don't see it on his right hand there. So it's not on his right hand because, look, you can see every finger there. There's no ring on that. And on his other hand, you can't really tell. So it could be a different Green Lantern who helps him out. Right, I need to get back to the Super Chats, but we can look at the Clayface trailer in a minute. But that's everything we've got for Lanterns for now. But I will read out some of your comments as well, because there's a lot of brainstorming to be had. Thank you for those who sent in Super Chats. We'll get to those. Sorry. Just wanted to make sure we went over that. Glasses are for the sandstorm. I mean, I do admit that came to me as well, but like, if you're creating a construct like that, do you really need it? Do you really need to, like, protect your eyes? Especially if you're projecting it out? I don't know. Did he happen to have those ready and waiting for him to wear? I don't know. Yeah, there was the birds in the poster. I've seen people point that out. I'll point that out in tomorrow's video as well. The green bird. Hello, Brandon. It wouldn't surprise me. Again, I think Lanterns will be a solid, very solid show, but it's just going to be contentious within the fandom, if that makes sense. Like, I fully expect it to be a really well-received show, widely speaking, from audiences and critics, but fans will be up in arms about the way things are adapted, the choices made, the choices on where to start the Green Lantern mythos within the DCU, all of that kind of stuff, you know, which I think is fair enough. You know, can't really argue with like, oh, but I would have liked to have seen Hal Jordan start in his 30s. Already, I am severely not liking the decision there, someone might say, right? I'll be like, okay, I totally hear you. I actually feel the same way. I would have liked it to for Hal Jordan to have been the main face of the DCU as well in terms of the Green Lanterns. Not that I wouldn't want Jon Stewart to come along and be there with him, but yeah, you can go down that rabbit hole for forever, but at a certain point, you know, you either kind of try and rock with it or you don't. Try and find some silver lining in it. Right, let's get to some of these super chats. You guys have sent in quite a few while we were going over that. Oh, JJ. Oh my god, I need to... JJ, thank you very much for the $2 super chat. Suits are still terrible. The antagonist is back. Are you referring to yourself there? Thank you, JJ. Appreciate you, man. I know you've been itching for this. Swifty. Good to see you, Swifty. Thank you so much for the £5 super chat. Someone in chat said Grace pathetic. She's entitled to her opinion. Of course she is. Lol, she's big for a reason. She's fun. Internet is so hateful. I hate it. Plus, Grace hot. Yeah, I mean, Grace can absolutely have her opinion. So, yeah, I agree with you. Brimmed Pinned, thank you so much again, dude, for another freaking super chat. I've been forgetting to do the thank yous.
Thank you.
I think Marvel is hiding a twist. The Steve in the trailer isn't our Steve. We see both a long-haired, bearded Steve and a clean-shaven, short-haired Steve. That feels intentional. Variant. I have seen a lot of people talk about this, and it is a very good point. When we saw Steve in that first one, getting off the motorcycle, looking at his suit, he had short hair. The one we see reunite with Thor was bearded, long hair. That is inconsistent. Like, you could say, but what about different times? But it's like, well, I suppose you could argue in that first teaser that was him just looking at the suit in his everyday in the life of Steve Rogers while he's living with Peggy. But when, like, shit comes to, like, oh, we need Steve to get involved, he's now got longer hair. It could be as simple as that, or there could be a little bit more to it. But he was worthy of Mjolnir, so, but then again, a variant could be as well. It's a very good point. It could be something going on. I don't know if it would be too diabolical, though. I don't know if it would really be something like, oh, Doctor Doom is secretly doing this. Do you know what I mean? Oh, Swifty, I am sorry. I did miss your members chat. Hi, missed you. You watched House of the Dragon. I am up to date with House of the Dragon. I am up to date. I thought I was going to be able to binge all of it, but there is one more episode, isn't there? I've been enjoying the latest season, season 3, very much so. But yeah, in terms of, like, Steve Rogers, I don't see why there would be such an effort to have an imposter Steve. I don't think that would be Doom style, so what would really be going on there? Any theories? Let me know, chat. Hunter Jolly, thank you very much for the $10 super chat. How with Shades on holding out his ring goes ballistic. Tremendous aura. What are your wants for this trailer, Boba? How much do you think they should show? I think my wants for this trailer is to show even more of the cosmic side. I've got a feeling that they might not go and show too much of that because I don't think they actually have too much of it, so they don't want to give too much of that away. Having said that, they could still give more away of what they've already shown. So, for example, the kind of interrogation scene between Hal Jordan and Sinestro. We can now get a face-on shot, maybe even an exchange, some dialogue between Hal Jordan and Sinestro in the trailer tomorrow. I think that's one of my top ones, is a nice commentary from Sinestro. Maybe even like a monologue. You know, like how Thor, for example, monologued in the new Doomsday trailer. Like, built up the Doctor Doom threat. I think, you know, in the similar way to how we had the "Are you afraid?" in the previous trailers, I think if Sinestro was like monologuing, or like it was a dialogue really situation from an episode to Hal, bringing up maybe something they've investigated in the past, and that he's kind of looming something, and then kind of teasing it more and more, and it's something that they both know, kind of like deep down what it is, but it's kind of nicely narrating the trailer. I don't know. Just something like that would go so like hard. I think it would be great. What else? Obviously more suit stuff. That could be positive and negative for some people, but hey, I think, you know, showing more suit stuff, more lantern constructs would be great. More of the mystery, definitely be vague and ambiguous there. Show both 2026, which it seems like they're going to, and 2016 stuff. Give us a bit more of the threat as well. I get that it's a mystery, but make me wonder even more by showing me one more thing, which I have no idea of what it is, but it's like, oh damn, now I just want to know even more what that is. Just more of that kind of stuff. I thought that the second trailer was really good, so just capitalize on what they did already through showing Rushville getting bombarded the living crap out of by like the Hammer of Dawn from Gears of War.
But
And yeah. Somebody said my mic stopped working or whatever. If that happens, it's probably just the stream lagging. Refresh the stream. We're having some technical difficulties today. It's probably like the connection rather than my actual mic cutting out. They haven't shown a design of Sinestro, right? We have seen it in a Funko Pop, which I might bring up in just a moment. Let me see if I did bookmark it. Aha! Are you ready? Right, here we have it. So, there he is. There's your boy, Sinestro. And obviously, yeah, he's wearing the exact same kind of science cell prisoner outfit, whatever you want to call it. And then John is just like, what's up? Like, how? Like, that looks badass. I'm not going to lie. I love the look of that pop vinyl for like a Hal Jordan. I mean, I don't know. I get people want white gloves and things like that, but... And I'm not saying the pop vinyl is going to be incredibly accurate to the show, because, I mean, this is very, very green here. Like, very green. Now, I'm still holding out hope for the show that the lighting we've seen in the wardrobe from that first teaser to other stuff, like on in the science cell when Hal's going to see Sinestro, it's all just lighting. The suit isn't brown, and it is green. It's just we've had the bad lighting. And it really looks like this. But, you know, you can't, like, say that for sure because of a bloody pop vinyl. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. John's just like, what's up, boys? They're obviously not wanting to show his suit just yet. And then you got Mr. Sinestro there. We've also heard from Entertainment Weekly some new, just kind of like Clayface, where I broke some of that down. Carl Chandler talking about, for him, how Jordan... And what he leaned into was, you know, quite a lot of his relationship, his intimate relationship, apparently, with Sinestro. So, very intriguing. Anyway, let's carry on. Those are the pop vinyls, giving us a little bit of an extra look, if you will. Sorry, I'm drinking so much soda right now. I'm doing everything I can to avoid belching into the microphone. But thank you, Hunter, by the way. Thank you so much for...
Thank you.
the super chat. JJ. Oh, God. Okay. Right. JJ, I'm afraid I can't show that, even though I just did. For those who don't want to be spoiled on potential plot leaks. JJ said, I was gone too long, and you all glossed over the Hal bleep leak. Abomination. The suits are still arse, not gonna lie. Good show. Bad Green Lantern show. Clayface's peak, though. I'm not surprised by your thoughts there, JJ. Fair enough, man. I'm not gonna... I glossed over that leak because of... just, like, basically, when that came out, apparently, and this seemed to be legit, Warner Brothers were sending out, like, copyright takedown stuff when it came to even talking about it. So, I was like, I'm gonna avoid that. I don't think people who don't want to be spoiled about the show will want me talking about that anyway. So I just thought, you know what? We'll talk about that when it comes to it. Why is your audio so low all the time? I don't think it is. People say that to me sometimes, right? I can get a video up on my phone, turn my phone to like half audio, and it is super loud, let alone if I kept pressing it up and it was like full audio. And I think he's referring, or they're referring to the audio in my videos, but I think my audio levels are fine. I think some YouTubers have their like audio like peaking. So maybe when you come onto my content, it's like maybe a bit quieter. But I've like double, triple checked this on my laptop, different devices. And if you just went on some random BobaTalks video, you go to medium volume, you turn your volume up on your phone to like 3/4, let alone peak volume, you can fucking hear me. Very clearly. So I don't know, but it's not the first time I've heard that. So it's like a triggering thing for me, because I'm like, there are people who keep saying this, and I'm like, am I going crazy? Because sure, my mic could be maybe a bit louder, but I've googled what are like acceptable decibel levels for like commentary in videos versus background music. It is all checking out. So I don't know. I mean, do let me know if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm crazy and like, hey, Boba, nope, your mic is always quiet in your videos, but I don't think it is. Hello, Scott. Good to see you, man. I'm loving the new Clayface trailer. Everybody bitching and saying it belongs in the Batman universe, but it has me more excited about Batman in the DCU. Absolutely, dude. Yeah, like God, I could go on a whole ramble about that. You know, Matt Reeves, Clayface. I get it. People like can't really separate the tone of something and how if you have a fantastical thing like Clayface, having a tone like that, it's like, oh well, it must also work in the Batman universe. But the Batman universe very deliberately does not want to approach fantastical things like that. We can go all day on that kind of thing. And I get why some fans feel like, well, but what's the big problem? They should merge. But I don't think they should.
Oh.
And we've gone over that a billion times. Phil says, oh my god, guys, I know it sounds fine here, but it's low compared to other channels. I think I agree with that. I think my audio in my videos is maybe a little bit lower than other channels. But I wouldn't say it's like so low. You know, like where you stumble on somebody's video with like 97 views and like you can barely hear what they're saying because they're speaking through like a Logitech mic from 2001. It's not like that. And every time I've tried turning it up, it's like too loud. So I don't know. Right. Where were we? I've lost track. Okay, yeah, JJ's. Boba Cope. By the way, I wasn't here first baby stream. No worries, JJ, man. It's good to have you back. The Lantern Shade. We needed the avatar of Lantern Shade here. Best to avoid distortion. Yeah, yeah. Whenever I try turn it up, like, it does peak. And I think that's because I do shout talk into my microphone. But again, thank you, JJ.
Thank you.
Magnus Carlson, thank you once again for another super chat. Guys, really appreciate how many super chats you're sending in. Especially on a stream that is extremely laggy, even though I think, well, I don't want to jinx it, but so far so good for the past, like, half an hour. So, yeah, thank you for all supporting the channel. I know I've not been able to stream as much recently, given Baby Boba, who is, like, what, 3.5 weeks old now? Baby Boba is doing very well, by the way. We haven't really spoken about her too much in the stream, but she's doing very, very well. But yeah, sorry. Right, Magnus. Absolutely not banned, at least to my knowledge. Just been so busy with both gaming, accessibility work, and acting, but I miss it. It was a great place to hang out. Well, Magnus, you are more than welcome in my server, dude. If you go to my description of this live stream, that link should take you back in there. I don't know what would have yeeted you out of the server before, but hopefully you can get back in. Let me know if you have any issues, though, and thank you again for supporting the channel. JJ says, yes, that's right, Boba. The antagonist is back. You shall be known. Like, you know, like the Flash had the rival? You are known as the antagonist now. Thank you, JJ. Magnus, back at it again with another super chat. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Do you think the Warner Brothers Paramount sale will go through? At this point, I don't really know. I know people are getting quite encouraged with regards to the judge's temporary restraining order on, like, pursuing the case as of right now. I have done some research into that, but I haven't done a news roundup this week because we've been busy with these trailer reactions for Avengers Doomsday, Clayface, and now Lanterns. So I think early next week we're going to do a news roundup, and maybe I can include the Paramount story in that. But I do get the optimism behind it, but these days, I don't know. I'm not like a legal expert when it comes to this stuff. Paramount are probably going to come back even harder after, you know, what has transpired so far and, you know, what obstacle they now have to face. They're going to really push for it, but who knows? There could be kind of history made in terms of, like, no, this merger won't go through. Or maybe it's just going to be delayed. I mean, I think that's one likely thing out of all of this, is what is going on could push things back quite a bit in terms of, you know, I think Warner Brothers is going to get paid by Paramount, like, hundreds of millions of dollars every, is it 3 or 6 months that the merger doesn't go through. So there might be like 1 or 2 of those that happens, but it still might ultimately go through. But we'll talk more about that in an upcoming news roundup video. The real bleep. Hello there. Hello there. Good to see you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the £5 super chat. Are we going to analyze the Clayface trailer on stream this time, or will it be its own video? I want to do an in-depth trailer breakdown. I just don't think I'm going to have time because now we have the Lanterns trailer coming out. Might have some other San Diego Comic-Con stuff to do. So we can go over the Clayface trailer in a few moments. Just like not in depth, but you know, we'll comb through it. But normally I do a reaction and like first impressions breakdown. As you guys know, when a trailer comes out, like tomorrow, there will be like a Lanterns breakdown, but mixed in with my reaction. Then I'd like to do an in-depth breakdown, but I don't know if I'm gonna have time. Who knows though? Like if next week's a slow news week, then I can maybe get into it then.
I just oh.
But thank you, Real Bleep Man. Really appreciate you. Name's Ryan. 50 years ago, 65. Thank you very much for the $2, dude. Nice to see you again. Well, nice to see you, man. And thank you for supporting the channel. JJ says, John is a JJ, man, I feel like you're gonna make constant enemies here with all of this. John is a glorified side character. Real Green Lantern fans know. I get what you're getting at there, but at the same time, there are people who do still love John Stewart and would not agree with that. But I do see what you're saying. I've heard you talk about this before as well. But to those John Stewart mega fans, don't take the bait. The antagonist is his title. Big Buster, thank you so much for the $5 super chat.
Guy like me. Getting all that?
Grace is entitled to her opinion, but she definitely holds a bias toward James Gunn after their feud on Twitter years ago. I wouldn't trust her word. I can see that. It's the same thing with the Den of Nerds, in my opinion. After, like, James Gunn went back at Grace Randolph saying, like, something about the son, mothers will love their children, and Grace Randolph will spout bullshit. I do feel like, and then with the Den of Nerds, like there was that exchange on Twitter where Gunn said that he must live in his mum's basement or something like that, and conveniently these two content creators have been mostly against James Gunn. Now, is that down to like the Twitter interaction they had? Maybe not, but I don't think it helps, if you know what I mean. If you've been kind of like, you know, called out in public by the, you know, in that kind of way as well. Like, if you think about it, Gunn or like any CEO who tweets like him could have just disagreed, been like, oh no, I disagree. But Gunn like went the extra level back in 2022 or whenever this was, and kind of mopped the floor with them at the time. But this was before he was the CEO, I think, especially with Grace, because I think Gunn would not really get away with tweeting out what he said about Grace back then. That was when he was just directing in the DCEU, but then when he became co-CEO, he kind of didn't engage with that stuff as much. It was, yeah, maybe Gunn's not Gunn's best move, but kind of funny, yeah. I mean, I get it. Like, we're only human at the end of the day, and I can't even remember what the Grace thing was about. Like, maybe it was just another rumor, and he was just saying, like, and Grace Randolph was spout bullshit. The Den of Nerds thing, I think maybe, I don't know if Gunn was having a bad day, but it was one of those things where I think Josh poked him, saying, it was something like, oh yeah, I've just double checked with even more sources, and they're still saying that, like this, like Josh was claiming something, and then Gunn was just like, oh yeah, you must be so plugged in from your mum's basement or something like that. Which I still see people don't let him live that down. Like, under various tweets, every now and again, I do see like people being like, they post a screenshot of what Gunn sent him. That was it. That was it. Thank you for reminding me. Den of Nerds tried to say Gunn hated Cavill, and then Gunn was just like, what the fuck are you on about? And then Josh, Den of Nerds, replied back basically saying, even more people have now reached out to me since you replied to me saying that you hate Cavill. And that pissed off Gunn, being like, bro, you must be so plugged in. I think I'm paraphrasing this pretty poorly, but it was like, then he said something about his mum's basement. Which, you know, obviously you could say, like, he didn't have to act that way, but then Josh didn't have to, like, double down and, like insist. I think if... Sure, like, Gunn could, like, there could have been truth to that, like, behind the scenes. But if they're, like, publicly denying it to you, I don't know, it's quite ballsy to double down on that to that person in public, being like, oh, yeah? Well, guess what? Even more people have told me about this. Like, you have to be pretty ballsy to be like that, you know? But yeah, I have noticed that Josh hasn't really liked the DCU since then. I think I think he liked Superman a bit. I could be wrong. I don't know. I have no idea what he thinks of Lanterns or anything, but the thing is, as an appreciator of Marvel as well, I do find it interesting how he can really, like, slate the DCU, but then, like, really glaze MCU stuff, where I can enjoy both, but I think the MCU is far from perfect as well, which I think we could all agree with, which to me does show a bias. I mean, you could say, but Boba, you're very biased to DCU, but, like, I really don't think I am. I cover a lot of DCU stuff, like a lot of it over Marvel, but I try and show my passion for both when covering it, you know? I don't really put one on top of the other outside of maybe a preference for characters that I have. I would still be like, oh, yeah, like, I really like that Avengers Doomsday trailer we got this week. But I often notice with some content creators, it's like, if you're on one side, one franchise's side, you then shit all over, like, the other franchise. Do you know what I mean? I see a lot of that from various people. Where it's like, why can't... Well, I mean, you don't have to like it, but it's like, you could just be more like, you know, take each project as it comes. I would say, yeah, Doomsday trailer looked like AI. I think for me, yeah, visually it looked fairly bland at points, but I think I got captured by the Thor monologue hyping up Doctor Doom. Like, my monkey brain mode kind of kicked in there, and I was like, well, okay, this is still getting me kind of excited. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it did. Bobby are definitely more DC, more so than Marvel, which is fine. I mean, in terms of, like, what universe and characters do I prefer, if I could live on a desert island with only, like, DC or Marvel, I would pick DC, because that is my preference. But I still like Marvel a lot, and trust me, I would cover it a lot more if, like, I had a team of editors like a lot of other influencers do. That is literally the only reason I can't extend myself that far, so I cover more of what does well for me on the channel and what I still really enjoy talking about, which is DC. But I do enjoy talking about Marvel, and if I had editors, you would see a lot more of that on the channel. But it's not like, I think people get a misconception where it's like I don't like MCU or something like that because I don't talk about it as much, but that is far from the truth. That doesn't mean like I'm biased against the MCU because I cover more DC Batverse, Matt Reeves stuff. It's just literally what I can manage. That's it. Back in the day, I covered a lot more Marvel stuff. I mean, some of the most popular videos on this channel, view-wise, is like Marvel, believe it or not, like 10 years ago. Right, where were we? Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna have to check out what Grace said about Clayface. That's where we were. That's what we were talking about. And then it kind of got on to somebody talking about Den of Nerds. And, yeah, James Gunn replying to them. Boba just covers more DC stuff that's not being biased against MCU. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's what I mean. Like, I try and... I look at the comic book project... I like both franchises. I take it as I receive it in the movie theaters. So it's like, I liked Thunderbolts. Not everyone did. But I titled my review something like, Thunderbolts is what the MCU needed right now. And when it comes to DC, I'll be talking about that. Spider-Man Brand New Day, I will be reviewing that. It's just, obviously, if you think about a one-man band here, especially with a baby in the house, I can't do news roundups like for both Marvel and DC all the time. Sometimes I try and do more general news roundups where I talk about movie news. And one day, I say this all the time, but hopefully I'll get more into my stride with that. Like, more general movie news, maybe categorize it by DC, Marvel, and then, you know, whatever. But obviously, we have a big DC audience on this channel, which is why I often lean towards DC content quite a bit. But I do pepper in some other things every now and again. And hopefully, as we go throughout the years, I can somehow figure out a way where I can really cover everything as much as I really want to. You know, like, I would have loved to have reviewed Disclosure Day, Obsession, The Odyssey, as well as comic book things, you know? Oh, did he, Begsy? Begsy, okay, hold on.
But I just... Oh.
Apparently the ring was on John when he pulled the gun. Is it? I don't know if it is. I can't see it. No, I can't see it. That thing here, I don't think that's his ring. I think that's just a part of the grip on the holster, on the pistol. So I still think that he might... Oh wait, I'm an idiot. Is that it there? I think that might be it. Has he run out of charge? Ooh. So maybe... Maybe he's run out of battery. Because why, I don't know. Why else would you pull out a pistol? You're a Green Lantern. Very intriguing.
But I just... Oh.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. I totally didn't notice that earlier. So thank you for pointing that out, because I probably would have not noticed that and said that in tomorrow's video. I would have, like, gone with the 2026 theory of John...
But I just... Oh.
Maybe never truly became the Green Lantern he was supposed to be after 2016 because of whatever happened in 2016. But now, if he is wearing the ring, it's like, well, okay, maybe he did. But maybe his ring, yeah, isn't charged, which... And maybe he just carries
but
anyway. Right, okay, next Super Chat. Sorry, guys, again, I'm still very far behind, but I'm very thankful that the stream,
but I just...
touch wood, has still been not lagging. Stream status, apparently, according to YouTube, is excellent. So I don't know what changed.
But I just...
But yeah, we're good, we're good. And Faru, hello! Thank you so much for sending in another super chat on another stream. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. Oh my god, I just realized that the Boba alert just keeps going off.
Thank you.
Every time I forget that when I go from like this to this, it will just reset it. There you go. Hopefully it doesn't do it again. To be honest, I think the suit is meant to fit the tone of the show rather than the general universe, which I like because it doesn't constrain creators in case they use the same character for another story. Wait, so are we talking about lanterns there on Faru? I believe we are. I'm still itching to just get a much better look in tomorrow's... Like, I think if I was the Lanterns team, I'd have been like, okay, in this trailer, we're showing the suit. Okay, cool, we're showing him flying. We've seen that already in this preview for tomorrow's trailer. At one point in the trailer, we need, like, a daylight broad shot where you see a fully lit version of it. Like, a very flattering as can be look of the suit. Like, even if you don't dig the design, this is the best kind of flattering look you could get at it. That is another hope, going back to the super chat earlier, that I would want for it. Now the chat's gone? The chat is gone. You're right. Where is the chat gone? My stream is dying. Come back to life. Yeah, like the stream chat box is dead. How weird. Oh, there we go. There we go. Right. Cedric, you agree? Good. The suit kinds of blends in with the environment John is in. What time is the Lanterns panel tomorrow? I actually don't know. Or even if I did, for me, like, it's timey-wimey. Like, I'm in the UK, so I don't know what that would be for you guys. But shout out to Anfaru. Thank you so much for the super chat. We have Swifty again with another super chat. Thank you so much, Swifty.
Thank you.
Annoyed at lack of females in. Oh my god. DD. Oh. Wait, what are we talking about? It feels like catering to trolls when they have 10 B tier males. Wanda is. Oh, Doomsday. Wanda is the most popular girl. I need her. I blame. Wait, what? You blame Gun? It's all Gun's fault. I was like, wait, what? Am I reading this wrong? Are we trolling here? But yeah, I see a lot of people kind of feeling like this this Avengers is kind of B tier with the characters. And I do get it, like, but I just it isn't the same as the old Avengers movies. I think that is one thing that is obviously hamstringing the Marvel movies these days. It's like, okay, well, you know, even if you kind of like Yelena and Captain America Sam Wilson and whoever it may be, like Shang-Chi being there, it's not like Steve, Bruce Banner, Black Widow, Thor, blah blah blah, Iron Man, and it won't be. And it's just, it is what it is. And I do agree, I do not care about those characters as much. When I see, like, Thor talking to... I like the Thor parts, but when I see him talking to, like, the group of people there is that kind of dullness somewhere in you where it's like, well. Doctor Doom, no. You know, it's kind of like... There's a lack of interest, enthusiasm for the Avengers who are being flung towards Doctor Doom. But I agree with Scott. I think a lot of people are, like, maybe more locked into the X-Men. But even then, I think, you know, after seeing them so many times, like Patrick Stewart's Charles, Ian McKellen. I love Ian McKellen to the high heavens, but Magneto and Mystique and everything, it's like, okay, well, like, we saw characters come back in Deadpool and Wolverine, and that didn't really do it for me. I'm more looking forward to the new MCU X-Men rather than necessarily bringing some... I mean, obviously Gambit is new and a bit more interesting. Yeah. Gambit, Cyclops. Yeah, I think you've got it there, Scott. It's not necessarily all the X-Men for me. Even though I love, like, don't get me wrong, Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen. You're just getting older. I don't know, though. I don't think it's just that. I refuse to believe it's that. I do think we have just seen a lot of movies bring back characters time and time and time and time again to the point of where you do desensitize a bit from, like, the novelty of that. So when you do an event film like this, it's like, oh, look at these kind of other Avengers who weren't the Avengers you were locked into, and also remember Mystique and remember this guy? Yeah. Buy our movie ticket. It's like, okay, well, maybe I will, but I'm not as excited. I'm kind of looking forward to, like, the next phase. But I am still excited for Doomsday. I don't care what anyone says. I'm looking forward to Doomsday. I think Robert Downey Jr. will surprise people. But I also don't think it's going to be, like, nearly as impactful as what obviously people felt and anticipated with Infinity War and Endgame. But I'm not like one of those people where they and fair enough, like, you know, if this is how you feel, it's how you feel. But I'm not like, oh, I don't care at all about this movie. Throw it in the bin for all I care. Like, I'm not one of those. I'll go see it. I like the look of it. Cool. Okay, there you go. Doesn't mean I love it, but hey, I'll be honest. I like the look of it. Doesn't mean it's perfect. Yeah, I don't think it. I think that's what I'm trying to articulate with what I'm saying here. Like, things don't have to be extremes, like on the internet, where it's like you either love it or you fucking hate it. It's like, what about somewhere in between, where it's like, okay, I'm gonna go see it. I kind of like the look of it. Do I have to pick the extremist side of hating over here and loving over here? Deadpool and Wolverine was asked, not gonna lie, JJ says. Well, I remember at the time, my review on my channel is literally called Why I Didn't Love Deadpool and Wolverine, and I got so many dislikes. Like, normally my like-to-dislike ratio is really good. And everyone was glazing the living shit out of Deadpool and Wolverine, which I think is an entertaining movie, but I was just like, I felt like a loner because everyone was glazing, and I'm like, okay, outside of like the surface level entertainment, there's no depth to this movie. I know Deadpool movies are meant to be comedic. I get that, but I just found the plot like so mid. And I think the cameo porn and everything that was in it, I was just like, this just isn't, like, why? Like, this isn't all that. It really isn't. There you go. It was quite soulless. I haven't watched Deadpool and Wolverine since, and I have no desire to watch it. The X-Men cameo stuff also didn't really do it for me, even though I love the X-Men. But again, at the time, like, people were shitting on me, even though I didn't shit on the film. Like, I still said I enjoy it. I found it entertaining. But only in the sense of if you go see a Fast and Furious movie, you might kind of be like, okay, that was entertaining, I guess, but you don't leave that movie thinking, oh, I care about that main character and what happened in this part. No, it was a spectacle fest. It's not that deep. You don't care that much. And sometimes that's all some people want out of a movie. Fair enough, but I think after the 25 plus years of like heavy comic book movie releases, Deadpool and Wolverine, while I appreciate a lot of things about it, I also just didn't really care much for it. So that's why I said that in my review. But I think over time, after the novelty wore off from its release, people kind of came round to what I said in my review. And that's kind of the consensus now, where I think people look back on Deadpool and Wolverine, whereas maybe they once were glazing it when they saw it, but now they might look at it and be like, yeah, it's alright. But it's not great. Okay. Sequential Art Chick, thank you very, 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 very much for the $5 super chat. Who are the characters you love, but if you were them, you know your life would suck? I mean, I feel like you could say any, like, character, right? Because any character that we like here on the channel, like whether it's DC characters or whatever, they go through a lot of shit, right? Whether they're Batman or The Flash or whoever. Like, they have their own crucibles, trials, and tribulations, so, you know, you could love Batman, but, like, if you were actually Batman, you were gonna have a hard as hell time, day in, day out. If we're being realistic, right? So it's a bit of a shit answer, Sequential, but I feel like pretty much you could say anyone. Like, even Spider-Man, right? You could be like, oh, I love web slinging and having the Spidey sense and being as acrobatic as that, but also Peter Parker has, like, a very tragic, you know, he has several milestones that can be pretty you know, I don't know, I suppose it depends, but it's not easy. My life would be pretty great if I was Shazam. True. Bexy, I did. I saw the little sequence of the web slinging, and to the point of where it got up to Punisher. That looked pretty cool. I would need to watch it again, though, to remember it properly. Why doesn't Matt Reeves start working on the Batman Part 3 next year so we don't have to wait too long for Part 3? I mean, who knows what he's going to do, and even if we get a Part 3, but I even wouldn't blame him for wanting to direct something else before he does Part 3, just because he's been doing the Batman Part 1 and 2 for a very long time now. Yes, I will get to the Clayface trailer rewatch on stream. I just want to get through these other super chats because these guys have been waiting. And speaking of guys, the Real Bleep sent in... Dude, thank you so very, very much. My God. This is one of those moments. This is one of those moments. A 50 freaking Rapunzel super chat. 50 Rapunzels. 50 pounds. Dude. Bleep, dude. On top of all the other super chats you've done throughout the streams on this channel, I am very, very grateful, man. You just completely skyrocketed the goal. Dude. Sorry, I haven't even read it out. Like, if the center is used in the DCU, I hope they hire an actual fucking island to play it. You know what? You're absolutely right. If they don't, then you know it's just, what they call it? DEI, whatever casting. It has to be an island, because if it's like just a voiceover role, that's not representing the islands out there. So if they do anything but that, hashtag cancel the DCU, restore the Snyderverse, because at this point, there's no more excuses. And I expect fully fledged, out of iceberg dinosaurs brought back to life to be used on the island of Dinosaur Island, which, by the way, is the name. For those of you who don't know, the center is also known as Dinosaur Island. We need real dinosaurs. Does anyone know if Lantern's screeners are out, by the way? Because I did see somebody say about the first... But yeah, that's coming from the Beyond Reporter, I believe, that the first episode of Lanterns is like an hour and a half long. But seriously, Real Bleep, I hope you know how much I appreciate you, man. That is so kind of you. And it's a very, very generous super chat. And one that made me laugh a lot. An actual fucking island to play it. Facts, only realistic castings. Like, for Gorilla Grodd, we need an actual gorilla, by the way. And sorry if I keep, like, lisping or whatever throughout the stream. I'm having, like, bad wisdom tooth pain. You know, to the point of where it swells up, like, your lymph node here. I'm, like, dealing with that. It's not infected or anything, by the way. This happens every now and again, like where it, like, grows or, like, starts moving. I mean, for all I know, it might be impacted. I don't know, but... Oh, It's such a bitch for like 3 or 4 days, and then it like goes away for like months and months and months. Might even have to have them taken out. We'll have to wait and see. Thing is, I've had my wisdom tooth like up here, and they're fine. But I think down here, these are the ones that are problematic. But you just got yours pulled. Oh man, you just got yours pulled. Bleep, do you have any islands in mind, by the way? I want to know your favorite casting choice for the center. Out of all the islands out there, there's plenty to choose from. Mind you, we need a Mahusive, primordial-esque island. The island from Arrow. Well, that's not actually an island, you know. I think that's a park in Canada. If I am not mistaken. They make it look like an island, though, in the show. But that would have been pretty cool, yeah, to be fair. If there was an island like the actual island from Arrow. Which I'm sure there is, somewhere. Right, sorry. Up next, after the legendary Super Chat from Real Bleep, we have Swifty with the £2 Super Chat. Thank you very much again, Swifty.
Thank you.
Grace sung his praises on SM. It made her watch Peacemaker. Sung his praises on Superman. It made her watch Peacemaker. Well, Gun. Yeah, to be fair, like what I will say is, I actually do think Grace, despite what we were talking about earlier, has still been positive about gun-related things since. So I don't think people could really always play the card of, oh, she hates Gun because Gun called her out in the past. But I don't know. Grace got community noted on Twitter? What, about what? Grace has me blocked on Twitter, so... Over nothing, by the way. Why are we still talking about her? Because Swifty brought it up in a super chat. Grace sung his praises on Superman, and it made her watch Peacemaker. Shane, thank you very much for your £5 super chat, bro.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry I took so long to get to this. I hope you're still here, Shane. Hey, Boba, it's my birthday. Well, first of all, happy birthday, Shane. Seriously, man, I hope you've had a great day. So I thought I'd check in. I'm the big 40. Dude, huge congratulations. Congratulations on being a girl dad, by the way. Thank you so much. I am absolutely loving it. DCU slate at San Diego Comic-Con, do you think? No. I don't think DC Studios, outside of a couple of different things, like this Lanterns experience. We just had Tom Reese-Harry's talk about Clayface with Jim Lee. We have a Lanterns panel. But outside of that, we're not going to get like a proper, you know, new slate, update, roadmap kind of thing. We might hear more about that later on this year. Like, we still got like New York Comic-Con. But, yeah, we're not don't expect anything like that. The only major thing that we're gonna get next is really the Lanterns trailer tomorrow and the panel and things like that. But yeah, thank you so much, and again, happy birthday in the chat to Shane Murphy for reaching the age of 40 years old, which your boy is. I'm 8.5 years away from being 40, which is fucking insane. I only say it like that, and I'm not trying to make 40 sound super old, but it's like I've been making videos on this channel since I was like 22. And I'm 32 in October. So, bruh. Like, can you imagine, guys, like 8 years from now? You've watched me go from like 21, 22 to 40 years old. That's mad. But anyway, I don't want to rub from this. Happy birthday to Shane. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
I'm out of soda. Merge should be announced next San Diego Comic-Con. Evan, stop it. No. Croissant. What a username. Amazing username. I love that username. Croissant. 44. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat.
Thank you.
Hey, where did we end up with the Adria Arjona? I butcher her name every time, but that's my... There you go. And Ava DiDomenici getting cast as Maxima Wonder Woman. Are they both officially cast? Who's who? Are they both a Man of Tomorrow? Love the streams. Thank you for checking them out and super chatting. Basically, we're exactly where we were at, other than we've had some inside scoopers. You know, one I rate very, very highly, who wrote for Nexus Point News, Apocalyptic Horseman. He has doubled down not so long ago, fairly recently, in the past week or two, that Adria is playing Maxima, not Wonder Woman. But other than that, not really any further, because that was still what was being said. Adria Arjona isn't actually Wonder Woman, but she was playing Maxima. But technically, everything is as it was a few months ago. Adria Arjona is officially cast in the movie. That was reported by the major trades. Some of them said as Maxima, which could very well be correct. Some of them, like the Hollywood Reporter, just said that she's in the movie and didn't strictly want to attribute a character name to her because they weren't super sure. The Ava DiDomenici thing is more something that fell off, you know, kind of to the wayside, but she could still be in the movie, and that's kind of the big theory, right? Where it could be a situation like how we had, you know, the front runners for Superman. It came down to Nicholas Hoult and David Corenswet, and one got Clark Kent, Superman, and then the other became Lex Luthor, even though Nicholas Hoult tried out for Superman. So what if the situation was Adria Arjona and Ava DiDomenici were both like auditioning, but whoever didn't get, you know, Wonder Woman got Maxima? I don't know. That's a cool theory, but it doesn't mean it's true whatsoever. So, long story short, Croissant, you know, Adria is in the movie for sure. She's probably Maxima. Is Ava DiDomenici? Well, all I can say is I think she might very well be, because of her interview comments after all of the front runnings for this role in the movie, and, you know, got to the point of Adria being cast. After that, Ava DiDomenici kind of was training. She gave a few comments on like this radio show or whatever it was, and it's kind of stuff that made it seem like she was still cast, but it was radio silence in terms of like actually knowing who she's playing. So maybe she could be Wonder Woman, and it wouldn't be surprising, because Gunn might go for less of a, you know, lesser known actress, if you will, compared to, like, well, mind you, I suppose Gal Gadot wasn't huge when Snyder cast her. So we shall see. We shall see. We shall see. But yeah, sorry for the big yap there. It's not too much of an update, but bottom line, Adria is probably Maxima. Could still be the same situation, though, where we're being deceived and she's really Wonder Woman, or she is Maxima and Ava DiDomenici is also in the movie as Wonder Woman. But I just realized I still didn't say anything new there. Mike the Falcon, thank you so very much for the $5 super chat. Really appreciate you, bro. Hi, Boba. Have you ever gone to or would go to Comic-Con in San Diego? I have never gone. And will I ever go? I don't know, but I would love to. Basically, for me, it's like a money thing, right? I am not made of money. It costs a lot of money to fly from the UK, let alone stay in a hotel in San Diego, because I've heard that the cost of, like, hotel rooms when San Diego Comic-Con is on is extortionate. So yeah, it would just be so expensive for me to go over there, but it would be amazing. I would love to do it, but yeah, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to. That's the only thing. So, who knows? Never say never, but I don't know. I don't know. Who knows what the future holds? Evan, Boba, would you get on board if they did announce a merge? It would just basically be the situation of it is what it is for me. I wouldn't really kind of... How do I say this? I don't think it should happen, but, you know, it doesn't mean that I automatically just dislike Pattinson as the DCU Batman. Do you know what I mean? If that makes sense, it wouldn't be like, oh, I don't like Robert Pattinson as Batman, so fuck the DCU Batman. No, I wouldn't be like that. I think sometimes people think that because I don't believe in the merge of DCU Batman being Robert Pattinson's Batman, people think that I'd be a hypocrite if that ever did happen, if I were to, like, still enjoy the DCU. That's not the case at all. It's just I've extensively studied to, like, a librarian standard what Matt Reeves has said about all of this, what Gunn has said about it, how these worlds are different, despite how people have the rose-tinted glasses, of which I understand, of how seeing Pattinson's Batman alongside David Corn's Sweat on a Rooftop, they look good together. I get it. I get how Clayface looks like a film the way the Batman does, but it's still very fantastic. But there is a distinction, and I don't think people will kind of like deep it that to the level of what I have, where I get why Matt Reeves doesn't want to do that, period. And so when I articulate that's also why I don't want the merge to happen, people just think I would hate it. But it's not that. I would just say I don't think it should happen for X, Y, and Z reason that we've said before. Mostly what Matt Reeves has said and what Gunn has said. I think it makes sense. I see why people want it to happen. Doesn't mean it should happen for those X, Y, Z and reasons. And yet, if it did happen for whatever reason, I wouldn't not come on board with it. It would just it would literally be it is what it is. I know people would say, "Oh, Bobby, you're a hypocrite." In the future, fuck those people. It's not about that. It's just like I was upholding what the very creatives were saying the entire time with how it shouldn't happen, and I agree with that. And if those creatives want to be hypocrites, then I guess I will just go along with what they're doing because I wouldn't have any choice, would I? That's my opinion on would I come on board with the merge if it ever happened, you know? It's as simple as it gets. It wouldn't be being a hypocrite. It would just be like, well, fuck, here's what it is. Still love Pattinson. No, I didn't read your comment, Llama Prop, but if you're talking about the one from the Entertainment Weekly article, I don't know what you were talking about with it, but I hope it's not insinuating that, oh, it's because he's a part of his... No, it's just Matt Reeves being a producer on Clayface, and that's... I can't... By the way, for those of you who don't know, I'm not saying Llama Prop was saying this, but because Matt Reeves tweeted it out, because Matt Reeves gave a comment to Entertainment Weekly about it, they think this is low-key confirmation or like more of a nod towards Clayface merging... Sorry, DCU Batman... Sorry, the Batverse merging with the DCU. And it's like... Why can't people just see that Matt Reeves is a fucking producer on the movie? Excuse my language here, but that's as far as it goes. Like, Matt Reeves is the Batman, the Batman mythos guru of DC Studios. So he has his fingers in different pies, like Batman Cape Crusader, The Batman Part 2, well, the Batverse, Clayface. Wouldn't be surprised, and I think they should get him to produce on DCU Batman. Doesn't mean that they merge, you know? He called it grounded, Boba. I see, yeah, but this is where people kind of conflate what grounded means, and can you have grounded with fantastical? Yes, you can. Grounded does not mean fantastical. But trying to explain that to people is very hard. But I know you know, Llama Prop. I know you're trolling right now. Right, I still haven't gone through the Clayface trailer. We're gonna do it. But you guys keep super chatting. Not that I'm complaining, but I just don't want people to keep waiting for their super chats to get answered. Right, where were we? What one did we read out? Brimmed and Pinned. Thank you so much for the two $10 super chats. Right. Wait, what? You sent in 2 of the same ones. Wait, surely not. Let's double check. I just refreshed it. Brimmed, did you mean to send that in twice, bro? If you didn't, I'm sorry that happened. But thank you very much for those 2 super chats, dude. Holy crap. Oh, you did. Good. I was gonna say, I was worried that YouTube just charged you twice or something like that. Who do you think should move their release date? Avengers Doomsday or Dune Part 3? Personally, I think Marvel should move. I was about to say the same thing since Dune locked up the IMAX screens. Yes, I think Dune had the date first. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but they definitely had, obviously, the IMAX stuff. I mean, I kind of get it, right? Because it's in December. And what are you going to do? Like, move it to next year? I guess you could, but... I mean, they could have gone in January, I suppose. But yeah, I 1000% agree with Brimmed here. I think Avengers Doomsday should have moved, but I think most people kind of expected them to when we heard that news about the IMAX stuff. But they didn't. Now they've got their, like, something... Vision, whatever it's called. So yeah, very, 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 very excited for Dune Part 3 though. Infinity Vision, that's what it's called. Uh, 90% of the audience worldwide can't even see it in IMAX anyway. True. And Dune was shot for IMAX. Not sure if Doomsday was. I think I would agree with that. I don't think most people I know go to IMAX screenings. Like, I go to London when I want to see the IMAX screening. I think there are ones close to me, but not like the London Waterloo or... Yeah, the London BFI IMAX. That's a gigantic screen. I feel like it will hurt Dune more. Doomsday will swarm the regular screens. It is going to be interesting to see the box office of both of those titans go up against each other. You know what? I've never ever experienced 4DX. I would love to. I've never experienced it. Again, Brimmed, thank you so much for those 2 super chats. It's very kind of you. Right, I think we're almost up to date. Swifty sent in a £10 super chat as well. Thank you so much, Swifty.
Thank you.
Low on boards. Spent supers on another channel, a slightly more hater channel. A girl called Nerd Nookies Cookies. Something funny. I say something too negative here, I get hate. I say something positive there, I get hate. I think that's probably just, I mean, it's the audience, right? I mean, I think we definitely have a mix and mash of people here in the audience. But you definitely do, you describe them as more of a hater channel, and I get what you mean. Like, there are more channels out there which definitely cultivate thumbnails and titles like that, right? Where the positivity on their channel with a movie is few and far between. So I assume the community would be the same. So if you were positive there would be, yeah, I get what you're saying. Here, I think it's truly a mish and mash because you get people feeling mixed, right? But no worries, Swifty, by the way. I really appreciate whatever super chats you send in. You should not feel obligated to you know, catch up or anything like that, but I really appreciate how much you support the channel, so thank you. And shout out to Swifty, because Swifty is like, well, very entertaining, very entertaining. I still very much enjoy and won't forget the Supergirl saga of Swifty. And, yeah, really supportive of the channel, and I really appreciate her. Or him. Is it her or him? I don't know that, to be fair. Maybe I do. Maybe I forgot. The Real Bleep with the £5 super chat.
Thank you.
Guy like me. Getting all that?
Thank you very much, bro. For the DCU, could an older Barry Allen work, like early to mid 40s, also giving the classic blur and having his mother still be alive? So I do think in the DCU, Barry Allen would be older. I don't know if we're ever going to get like the Flash, whether it be Wally or Barry, but I think technically, like if I could decree the canon or guess what it would be, like, Wally would be mainline Flash in the way that Jon Stewart is going to be the face of the Green Lanterns in the DCU. Wally will be the face of the Flash family in the DCU. I just would bet that. And I think also, or while some people might not like that in the same way that Carl Chandler's Hal Jordan started right at the end game of his character, I think with the Flash, after the Flash movie, I get why you would kind of, hey, we could still do the Flash. We're going to give it a little bit of, you know, brand recovery time. But when we do revisit the Flash, it's going to be Wally West. It's not going to be Barry Allen, even though Barry's my favorite. So yeah, I think that's the way it's going to be. But when are we going to get the Flash? I think some people are convinced we're going to get another Flash before 2030, but I just don't know if we are. I think there could be some cool world building, though, in the Grodd show. But we're going to have to wait and see. As for his mother being alive, though, I don't know if we'd be in that timeline. But I just... I don't know about that. But the classic Blur would be cool. Absolutely. Right. I've been saying it for a while, so what I'm going to do is pull up the Clayface trailer just so we could go through that, do a little bit of a watch-along. I know we've obviously already all seen it, but we need to do a little bit of that. Let's get the old YouTube up. Oh man, I need to take a painkiller. My wisdom tooth is being an absolute biatch. Clayface. Oh my god. This trailer is so freaking good, man. So freaking good. Right. Are you ready, kids? Aye, aye, Captain. I can hear you.
Coming on set.
Out of context, that sounded very strange.
Did you bounce any ideas off of him or anyone? Because this is such a psychologically dark role.
Speed dial on my phone.
Okay. Recently joked about Rob coming on.
By the way, did you guys see Tom Rhys-Harry's joke about Robert Pattinson being on set of Clayface? And I saw a lot of Merge Bros kind of celebrating that, but in my opinion, like, I felt like he was taking the piss out of all of you. Like, I'm speaking to the Merge Bros here. It was a joke, but when I say taking the piss, it's like he's heard about all of the Merge Bros stuff during filming, so he made that comment. But I saw some people like unironically like be like, oh, but you know, all this meat. But it's like, no, he was taking the piss out of you. That's what it was. Anyway, right, here we go. Such a good trailer, in my opinion.
Show me. Show me.
Do you realize
What do you want, Miss Hagen?
Gotham City. We're getting more looks at it. Sorry. Wait, let's just watch it and then I'll go through it a bit.
What do you want, Miss Hagen?
I want my life back.
I know you. You're famous.
It's a tragedy what they did to him.
Boo.
I'd like to volunteer for human trials.
This isn't cosmetic surgery.
Even if it kills me, I'll be better off than I am now.
So mad.
I'm okay.
You okay?
I'm okay. I feel great, actually.
I have no idea what side effects you'll have or how to treat them.
Sir, the seatbelt sign is on.
We're in unknown territory.
What's happening to me?
If you're harboring feelings of anger, you need to let them go.
You want to know how I feel? The people I trusted betrayed me. The justice system failed me. They stole my career, my money, my life. I'm a monster.
Makes you wonder about the DCU Batman, man.
I have no idea who you are.
So good. Oh, man. Like, there's so much goodness about this. Are those teeth in his, like, little suitcase there? Do you realize? Gotham looks really good as well. This is the mob boss's girlfriend that he sleeps with. In his club, I assume. Very much so interested to see how Max Minghell's detective, because apparently Max Minghell's detective John Perlman, is it? Is our kind of one of our ways we get to see Gotham in the movie. And I think that makes sense because I guess he's like following up on what happened to him. But also, I think he is engaged to Naomi Aki's Dr. Caitlin Core. That's her right here.
Boo.
I feel this thing. I feel very bad for Matt Hagen, and this is exactly what they want you to feel for the character. Like, he might do some insidious things, but you have to feel for the guy. Poor bloke. Like, I get it, he fucked up, but like, to have everything stripped and taken from you, like, to the point of where you get to a place where he's at, that's horrific. And then there we have Gotham. Now, I like the look of this, but I don't like the change they made from the boat approaching Gotham. They removed a lot of the buildings in the background. We'll get to that in a bit. But this is our kind of look at Gotham City's skyline.
I'd like to volunteer for human trials.
Oh, man, just imagine being, like, literally a breakout star. You're probably, like, you know, on the precipice of being, I don't know, just like how we've seen, like, Jenna Ortega blow up, or I don't know, Sabrina Carpenter blow the living crap. I mean, I suppose these people have blown up like throughout the years, but we're talking like, let's just say Matt Hagen was like one of those people. And then this happened to him. Like, that is mad. Like, look how much his face has been carved up there. That's nasty. Like, so bad.
This isn't cosmetic surgery.
Caitlin Core, as I said in my breakdown, surprised me. It feels, at least maybe I'm being deceived here, but it doesn't feel like she's using him as Labretti as what I thought she would. I thought she would come across compassionate, but still there would be clearly this darker scientific underbelly as what was teased to us with her intentions and like maybe coming across like, oh yeah, I care about you, but really I want to see what this does. But she does seem to care a lot more than what I thought. I don't know.
Even if it kills me, I'll be better off than I am now.
And then we get the transformation. Right here. This is so gnarly. Look at that. Like, bruh.
Okay. I feel great, actually.
I think Tom Rhys-Harris is going to give us an amazing performance as well. Vesuvius here. Now, a lot of people are like reading into this quite a bit, being like, well, is Zatanna in there? Because, as we know, Zatanna often performs in Vesuvius, but I wouldn't read into that too much.
I have no idea what side effects she'll have. Or how to treat them?
I think his unraveling as well is going to be this perpetual thing where his physical symptoms are a result of his mind and what he's going through, where he's not getting his career back. The criminal justice system or whatever he tried to do going to that Gotham court, that went south. And it's very psychosomatic. His symptoms, you know, as we hear from Dr. Caitlin Core, like whatever anger or feelings you're harboring, you need to like let them go. But he's kind of incapable of it because of how much he's lost. So it's sad because maybe this substance could do well for him if he was mentally sound. But if things are just getting worse and worse and worse for you, again, psychosomatically, you're going to kind of manifest those symptoms in the same way as like, and with me and you, like stress can like allow you to subconsciously kind of raise your shoulders up like this and you don't quite realize it. But sometimes when you relax, it's like, oh, boom, they drop. Now imagine you have like this substance in your body where now it's unlocked this DNA thing where you might not realize it, but when you're stressed in the same way your shoulders might lift, now your face starts doing this. Now your eyes start getting stuck to, like, I find that really fascinating. And imagine how much more that would stress you out to the point of where you become a bloody blob monster. It's a very, I feel like there's so many angles to this that I appreciate. Yeah, it's gonna be.
We're in unknown territory.
I do like the orange glow to Gotham here.
What's happening?
That is just gnarly.
To me.
Apparently, after this, in the Entertainment Weekly article, he's so horrified by his own look here, he turns around and walks into the street, and he gets hit by a car. Which may be a nod to Clayface in Batman the Animated Series, where that's how he originally got disfigured. Instead of a mob boss, he was disfigured in a car accident.
If you're harboring...
This is Amusement Mile. Since this is a prequel, this is what I mean. Like, Batman might not be around yet. Could be Batman Year One. Could be about to be Batman. Joker might not be around yet. Like, this might not be, as we know, it's not an abandoned amusement mile. So, I mean, amusement mile arguably doesn't even have to be abandoned, even when the Joker is around. But yeah, this is amusement mile where they had set dressing for the Penguin. They had Flying Grayson's posters. Adria confirmed she's in Man of Tomorrow. I mean, we already know that Adria Arjona is in Man of Tomorrow. We just don't know the role. That's the thing. I see some of you guys saying that, but yeah. I'm
gonna go now. I love James so much. Funny that you asked me that. James gave me, and I don't think a lot of people know this, James gave me my first movie ever.
She's completely deflecting here.
The first movie I ever stepped on was the James Gunn and Peter Safran movie. So they are family, and I'm so happy to be part of the DC universe. I'm with family.
As who, though? As who? As from Entertainment Weekly. And let me pull that up quickly. Hold on.
Yeah, you asked me
that. Oh my god, it's so loud.
I love James so much.
I mean, she literally straight up asked about Wonder Woman.
I love James so much. Funny that you asked me that. James gave me, and I don't think a lot of people know this, James gave me my first movie ever. The first movie I ever stepped on was the James Gunn and Peter Safran movie. So they are family, and I'm so happy to be part of the DC universe. I'm with family. I'm gonna go now.
So that's as much as you're getting. I mean, we already knew she was in the movie. That was reported by major trades. Not that it was confirmation, but like, you know. So we don't really know anything more than what we knew before. But that was interesting. But she could have just been answering that, like, even if she's Maxima, she wouldn't say, "Oh, I'm not Wonder Woman," to "Are you Wonder Woman?" But so her deflecting still doesn't mean she's Wonder Woman, is what I'm saying. But she could be. I don't, you know. Anyway.
Feelings of anger.
Tom Reese Harris, man, he's gonna be so good.
You need to let them go.
You wanna know how I feel?
I love that right there. So good.
Anger. You need to let them go.
You wanna know how I feel? The people I trusted betrayed me. The justice.
This is where they were shooting in Liverpool, and everyone was like, "Oh, it's the same building as the Batman," but that's actually like across the street over here, or maybe is it over there? But this isn't the same as the mayor's funeral. People thought that these steps was where like Bruce parked up over here, and then he walks up, and then like the Penguin stops him from like getting to Falcone, but that's actually a similar building somewhere around here.
The system failed me. They stole my career.
I wonder if Clayface committed a murder in Vesuvius here, and that's why the police are turning up.
My money, my...
I want to know who's following Caitlin Bates here. I think it could be, maybe at this point of the movie, Caitlin Core, rather. At this point in the movie, Clayface could have turned on her. And this person might be him. But as someone else. Same with that person. That's probably Clayface as someone else. And then this is mad. I don't know if this is an alternate take, because do you remember when we saw him swipe his face and it just kind of went flat? I don't know if that's still going to happen or if they've just redone it here. It would be pretty cool if this was like a shot towards the very end of the movie where now you have like cops or whoever or whoever it is trying to go after Matt Hagen, and now he's like in full blob monster mode and he mops the floor with all of them. Like full on blob monster Darth Vader Rogue One scene. Do you know what I mean? Like that would be mad. I like this shot. This is Blob Monster Clayface. I think this could be connected to the scene of those guns going in. They could be, like, people going after him, and then he's taking them out Batman style. Like this. There he is. Right here. I think that this person could be one of the people in the justice system who failed him. I could be wrong. That shot was crazy. Oof. Look at that. Yeah, maybe a dirty judge who was paid by the mob. That's a good idea. This is after I think he gets hit by the car with what I was talking about earlier. You can see like the shards of glass in him. But there's also a shot in the first trailer where he was pushed out the window by Caitlin Core. And I think this could have been him landing on the ground. And he's blobbing out in protective mode. Could be him killing someone there, like throttling them. Like, some of these shots are like crazy. Like this one here is like insidious. I want to know who I think this could be. So you remember that shot of him potentially killing that judge or whoever we were just talking about? This could be now his perspective trying to stop him from killing him. And then this one with the Pennywise kind of like cuts. Very, very fascinating.
I have no idea who you are.
Yeah. I love that look. Naomi Aki gives such a good horrified look there. She's like, holy fuck. But notice how I don't necessarily think he's going after her here. Because look how she's kind of a lot more calm in this shot. She's kind of just watching it happen. I wouldn't say she's calm, but she's kind of... And she's holding something there as well. Interesting. But anyway, she's not as horrified in that first shot. She's just kind of like, you know, horrified, but then like kind of watching him. Maybe he's just showing her like what he can do now. Who knows? But yes, guys, I said we would go through the Clayface trailer a bit. I am very much so liking the look of that. Not only just liking it, but loving it. Very, very happy with it. Right, where were we?
I just,
we got even more super chats. Swifty with 2 super chats in a row. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Holy Jesus, Soda, the queen is rolling in her grave. What am I meant to say? Pop? Fizz? Soda. No, to be fair, I have used more American terminology the more I've been on YouTube. Just to honestly, it's just for ease for the American people watching me. Because if I said, like, the boot of my car, they'd be like, what the fuck do you mean the boot? You mean the trunk? There's more and more clips coming out from San Diego Comic-Con. I love it. Tom Reese Harry's going around getting interviewed. Swifty again. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my god, Boba, forgot to tell you, I watched Penguin. It's one of my favorite shows ever. Wait, what? You've only just watched it, Swifty? Where have you been? I'm glad you like it, though. Lauren LaFranc needs to work in the DCU. I agree. Sophia is such a baddie. She has my soul. Lauren LaFranc, I think... yeah. I can't remember what project it was, but somebody said she should be writing something in the DCU, and I was like, you know what? That's a really good idea. So I 1000% agree. She was amazing on the Penguin, like with what she constructed there. So if they could get her for that, anything... I would be very... It would be one of those things you read where you're like, well, they've got a good writer / showrunner, so... Sequential Art Chick, thank you very much for the $5 super chat, as always.
Thank you.
I know not shot for shot, but I am curious how much influence Feet of Clay will have, or rather we will see. I'm very curious as well, especially as we know Mike Flanagan's, like, bones of the script was evolved quite a bit through the director's pass from what we read in the Entertainment Weekly article with Hossein Amini's kind of like rewrite. I think the bones of it will be there. Like, you know, I think it will be a loose adaptation of Feet of Clay. Like, we know Roland Daggett's not in it. We know Batman's not in it. Batman's in Feet of Clay quite a bit. I mean, there's a whole Bruce Wayne subplot there. But that Batman's investigating the imposter Bruce Wayne and the Lucius Fox thing that happens. There's so much of that that clearly isn't going to be in the movie. So it is a loose adaptation. But yeah, I am very curious to see what other bits and bobs could be in there. I think maybe one cool nod as well would be like ending the film on a similar shot to where in Feet of Clay you have Clayface as this woman just laughing at the camera and the eyes glow. I think if they ended the movie on a similar thing where he's like some person in the crowd and you didn't realize you were looking at them the whole time, but then the eyes go and he starts laughing. That could be pretty good. Especially like if people were pursuing him. There's a lot of things they could do. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that breakdown where we compare it to Feet of Clay. And then we have the real Bleep back at it again with another super chat. Guys, thank you so much. And Bleep on top of earlier, man. Really, really appreciate that, dude.
Guy like me. Getting all that.
I think after he's thrown out the window, he splatters on the floor, causing his entire body to explode. And then he reforms into blob form. I mean, he could. He absolutely could. Yeah, I mean, there is that one shot where there's glass in him and like he's like bubbling up more and more. But if he explodes, that'd be pretty cool. Because obviously, I wonder how much and how many variations, rather, we could see of Clayface, especially as he's learning himself. I mean, I don't think we'll necessarily see a weakness in this movie like electricity. So it's going to be interesting to see how he navigates and learns more about himself through experiencing things like that. Very, 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 very excited. Imagine if Clayface does Obsession numbers with a $40 million budget. It'd be great. I don't want to aim that high. I think, who knows, right? Like, you have movies like even It, like, had a low budget, relatively speaking, and it got like 700-something million. But, like, this isn't going to be It. Most horror movies, as we've discussed before, like Smile, I think on a $17 million budget, got like 70-something million, which is amazing. Weapons on a $38 million budget got like 270 million, maybe more. Maybe it was more than that. So Clayface, I think it would be amazing if it got even like it's going to get over 100 million, I think, and it, you know, with like the box office thing, I think it kind of has to. But anything above that would be amazing for the budget that it has. So if it got like even 200, amazing, amazing. And I think this has the bones for that. I really do. I think it has a good chance. If it goes beyond that, even better. But it doesn't have to. You know, like, look at Weapons, 270 million. Will DC, like, will... I don't know. I guess it depends how people view this as well. Like, will the DC stink? Like, the public perception of DC be on this? Or would it be like, oh, I didn't even know it was a DC movie. I just like the look of the trailer. I think there'll be a lot of that as well, which is a good thing. You know, because one of Peter Safran and James Gunn's approaches was to also have characters in their own projects have the tone of that comic book, where it's not to like intentionally not make it feel comic booky, but it's like a Clayface movie would kind of be this. It would, which appeals to body horror movie fans. So there's plenty of movies you can do like that. Like you could do a question movie that feels like a almost like live action kind of LA noir video game type thing you could do there. You know, we've talked about that before with like DC video games, but like there's lots of things they can do to cater towards different audiences. So Clayface could have a real shot at getting quite a bit in the box office. I have seen that they're filming on the bridge for the Batman too. I've been sent quite a few set photos by people in Liverpool. All the cars are caked in like snow and ice. So we could be seeing some filming for a Batmobile chase scene this week. You know, this week's kind of crazy. Like, I'm going to be doing quite a few videos well into next week, just catching up. It's nuts. Ugh, man. I feel like my eyes like freaking Clayface right now. Yeah, I got photos, but like nothing that isn't already kind of out there. Nothing crazy. No, there's no photos of the Batmobile or anything like that. Just people taking pictures of the preparation going on. Swifty, thank you very much for another super chat. Never asked you this. What music do you like? Your favorite artists? My favorite two are Olivia Rodrigo and Gracie Abrams. They are unreal in my opinion. Music is comfort food to me. Oh man, I can't pick a favorite with music, just like a lot of things with me. I love all kinds of music. Whenever anyone asks me this, I could listen to, I don't know, freaking the Ink Spots, to Elvis Presley, to Post Malone, to, I don't know, the Old Crow Medicine Show. Like, it could be anything. Green Day to Nirvana to, I don't know, like Sinatra to freaking Bob Dylan. I love all kinds of music, truly. So I don't know if I could pick a favorite. I love music to my core as well. I feel like I do have quite a lot of old soul in me when it comes to music. Anyone who's played Fallout games, if you stick on like a Fallout radio, that's quite a jam. Cedric's bringing back that. Oh man, love some Sinatra. Man, my throat is getting sore. But I think it's all related to the frickin' wisdom tooth. Sorry I keep bitching about that, but it's like, my god, anyone who's experienced it is like, it's such a annoying thing to deal with. Cedric, contain yourself. Pause. I have no idea what you're implying, sir. There's more Tom Reese Harry's clips coming out.
Characters you would want to come in contact with.
Well, I'm Clayface, so I could become other DC characters.
That's a sick answer, dude. Have you put any thought into what other DC characters you would want to...
That's pretty good.
...come in contact with?
Well, I'm Clayface, so I could become other DC characters.
That's a great answer. Right, guys, to be honest, I think I am going to wrap up the stream now. It's kind of out of nowhere, but I have been going for 2.5 hours. It is coming up to midnight, and I would love to stay longer, but I do need to get back to, I think, Baby Boba. And also, I think at this point, my throat is getting pretty sore with the wisdom tooth pain. I think, you know, the nerves all connected and all of that, so... yeah, I'm being a pussy, basically. So I just want to say thank you so much for the past 2.5 hours. The support, as always, on these streams. You guys are extremely generous to me, and it really, really, again, goes such a long way, especially this month when baby Boba was born. The stream super chats really do help out on the lack of videos I did in those first 2 weeks of July. So thank you so much for those who keep super chatting. I really am grateful for you guys. You guys know who you are. And also just everyone else who turns up, obviously. I'm sorry that the beginning of the stream was laggy as hell. Hopefully that won't happen again. I don't know how it fixed itself, but we've been good for the past, like, hour and a half, I think. I will be going live again soon. I think maybe on the weekend. I did say that I wanted to live stream some more of, like, Comic-Con stuff that we can go over. But yeah, Phil Bear, I will try Cedric. Might just have to take some painkillers, maybe rest the voice a little bit. But who am I kidding? We've got to break down Lanterns tomorrow. That's another thing, guys. Prepare yourselves. Boba reaction to the Lanterns official trailer tomorrow. We're gonna do a bit of a breakdown. Maybe go live again if more crazy stuff happens. And all I think I have left to say is if you want to hang out with me and the community a little bit more, check out the description box of this live stream. You'll see links to my social media. It's basically BobaTalks on Instagram, Twitter, you name it. But also the link to my Discord server will be there if you want to hang out with us, which hopefully we can do a couple of VCs soon, because I do see people go in there from time to time, and we need to all have a good old chinwag about Comic-Con. Anyway, I keep rambling. Take care of yourselves, guys. Thank you so much for the support, and I will see you in tomorrow's Lanterns trailer reaction, and if not, maybe the next live stream in just a few days' time. Thank you, guys. Have a great rest of your night. Goodbye.